Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Funk. Make it right out here in my lab. Well, I do what I do for you. In the wee hours of the morning, so it's all good. Let's go. Got something good for you today. It's called Dead Horse Beating. I want to beat it again. We'll talk about the ego. But before that, let's go. Writers 25 rules to live by. Storytelling. Story with a message. Message is a story for life. I got a good one for you today. Right thinking, mission, and I'm on it, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate all individuals to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Excuse me. Right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. That's my mission as the right thinking teacher. Students, your job is to learn it and become proficient so that you will know thyself for yourself. Know thyself is the question, you have the answer. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. Don't be. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. You teach them. That's why I do what I do. I got you. Stay tuned. A person who knows not and believes that they know is dangerous, avoid them. I do. A person who knows but knows not that they know is asleep. I can awaken them. I'm a spiritual alarm clock. You're spiritually asleep. I can wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons, they reside in you. Right thinkers know thyself. And to Maya, be true. Today, not say dead horse beating. You know how I feel about the ego. But maybe sometimes some people don't get the message, so I'm back again to beat that horse, the ego. Hopefully with a different metaphorical concept, a different philosophical outlook to help you understand what your ego is and how you need what you need to do to control it. You don't kill it, you don't destroy it, you control it. Let's go. Right thinkers, let's talk about our ego, the killer in us. The ego is a killer. Story goes, Osiris or Asar said brothers. Everybody loved Asar, didn't feel too good about Set. Set's jealous, envious, all those nasty qualities that we take the Christians, Ishmael, Cain and Abel story. Okay, conceptually. All these are metaphors, all these is concepts to get you to understand a philosophical point of view to help you become a better you from understanding our point. Okay, your ego set killed his brother if you don't control your ego. Your identification, your id, your I am who you think you are. That's the ego. If you're running on that, that's lower Egypt, lower nature. You need to combine lower and raise up to the higher. Everybody does the lower. Very few people rise to the occasion of becoming conscious of who they are. That's what I said. Everybody won't wake up at the same time. Everybody won't wake up, period. Some of us are destined to repeat this cycle until they get it right. Another lesson. But let's talk about the ego and how it will destroy you. Just like it did his brother. If you fall victim to letting your ego slide up and you let it take you through life because you trust the ego and it's been working for you, not a good deal. Watch this. We are destroyed because of lack of control of what? Our ego. They said lack of knowledge. I say lack of control of the ego, okay? Not knowing yourself, not being spiritually knowledgeable of your higher self. So pretty much walking zombies, walking dead, okay? So I gained control of my ego after years of studying and practicing. And when I became a master of right thinking philosophy, I have gained control of the ego. I'm still human. I get emotionally pissed off. I get upset, certain things, but I don't let that dictate my actions. At one point in time, I would let that dictate my action and respond to whatever I felt like and how I thought. Knowledge of self controls that. That's why the control of emotions. Ego is based on emotion, how it feel. If you rub it the right way, you massage it. But if you go against it, oh, it's going to rear its head and it's going to push back. Okay. I gained control of my ego a few years ago. Still working on it. Again, having control of it means it don't creep up. And because he's always present, you always got to be on guard to control yourself over the ego control. Watch this. If you control by your ego, you're self-destructive. You're selfish. You're angry. You're greedy. You have negative qualities that's embedded in you that you perpetuate, that you do. Not good. The ego, watch this, don't need to be killed. No, because you need your identity. You need your self-worth. It's your essence. You have to control it yourself. You have the power to do that. With knowledge of self, that gives you the knowledge and understanding and the wherewithal to make that manifest for yourself, and then you become a better you, and you will live a whole different lifestyle based on knowing who you are. My ego, now this is the competition right here. Man, my ego is bigger than yours. I'm smarter than you, I'm wiser than you, I got more money than you. It's competition. Spiritually, there is no competition. You serving your higher self. We all have the right to do that. I fellowship because I share fellowship with like-minded people who feel the same way. And on Sundays, we fellowship. The rest of the week, they go their way, they do what they do, I do what I do. But we come together for the same purpose on Sunday. So I understand the ritual. Please understand that. The ego, watch this, is what we display to each other. The competition. My shoes is this. I got that. I wear this. No, when I was on the street, we was hustling. We compared our wardrobe. We compared our women. We compared the cars. Ego. My ego's bigger than yours. Peacock. When they want to show off, my feathers are bigger than yours. Competition, again, it's in nature, so it's okay, but it shouldn't be the one thing that runs you. Your ego, watch this, will have you competing against others, aka alpha males, or ego-driven men or people. Some women are alpha females too. They ego-driven, independent, know what they want, do this, that, and other. Yeah, I do this, I make my money. Oh, that's fine. Being independent and being alone ain't a good thing. Why? Because that means you miss something. That's all. If you're a woman, you should have a man. You're a man, you should have a woman. Why? Because certain things the woman can do, that's her job, pretty much. It's like the man. We have our responsibilities as a man. Women have theirs. When y'all work together, it's a beautiful union. Yin and yang. Okay? Male, female. Opposites got to come together to what? For the common good. Watch this. The ego says, my house, my car, my bank account is bigger than yours. Again, my and bigger. All egoistic concepts. You got a bunch of preachers who, my denomination is bigger than yours. My money coming in is more than yours. Again, even in the pulpit, you got competition. Why? Because you still have egoism running wild. Those who have control of the ego are humble. If you're taking credit, you walk around, me, I, it's all about me, CEO, boss, head nigga, all that nonsense, that's all ego. Your ego, now, after all that, watch this. Okay. But the last one is, when I was ignorant, watch this. My ego had its way with me also. Since becoming spiritually enlightened, my ego is under my control. I was under its control then. No problem. Now watch this. Your ego is a killer. Well, what you mean? I'm about to tell you. If you don't gain control of your ego, and obviously Hassan didn't, it would probably be dead. I would be dead by now, okay? If I didn't get control of my life, meaning stop letting the ego lead me down them, I didn't care. It was wrong thinking. When I put that gun on my hip, I got a choice to make. Either them or me. And when you live in that lifestyle, you may get away a few times, yeah. But eventually, your number gonna be called too. You live by the gun, you die by the gun. I got a friend, many of past friends, gangsters of the game, who live by the gun and they died by the gun. I was able to put mine down before I suffered that fate, but that's all about the ego. The ego won't let you put it down. So understand that. But the ego is a killer. Watch this. When you live by your ego, your lifespan is shortened because of what you do. If you think drug dealing on the end, no, it won't. So understand that. Watch this. Set is your ego. We gave him an identity. We made him a person that you would not want to be like, so we know who it is. Philosophically, I don't want my ego to run me. Why? He's a one-of-a-kind entity. You don't need two of them. He can't reproduce. He does nothing but lead people astray. Sound familiar? So y'all give him another name. I understand that. Your resurrected spirit is right this, is aware of ego, Set, Haru. You come to avenge your ego. Your job is because your ego destroyed your father. Your father lets you know, don't let the ego get you. Get it first. Okay. Now, in competition, Haru, which is the higher conscious, against Set, which is your ego, Haru would always win. It's going to be a fight. They fought for a long time. Oh, Set, your ego ain't going down. Likely. No. Do whatever, however, whenever to do what it wants to do. Some people lie, scheme, cheat, do whatever they need to do. That's the ego. That's the power of the ego. It'll drive you to do whatever you deem necessary to get what it is you think you deserve or what it is you want in life. Right thinkers work on what? Having their ego under control from the daily practice of right thinking philosophy. It's a daily fight. And don't think because yesterday you had the ego under control that he ain't gonna be back to fight again. When Ra go down in the West, he got to deal with his counterpart, Apophis, okay, who don't want him to shine. So that's another story. Everybody has a job to do in nature also. That's all, that's constant. Let me move on. But if you let your ego run you, life ain't gonna be good. And it won't be long. Why? Because the things that you're gonna do. Watch this. Controlling your ego is what right thinking philosophy goal is to get you to do. Why? That's the one thing that will keep you from God. All right thinkers have to learn how to what? Control their ego. Why? For themselves. You can't get a light heart with anger, greed, lust, gluttony. All those 7 deadly sins, all those things, that's qualities that we can control. You don't do that. That's what controlling the ego is all about. Controlling all those negative aspects. Because Saru Set, meaning the afflictions of Set. When you're doing wrong consciously, that's the affliction of Set, the ego. The ego will know right from wrong and do whatever it wants to do, regardless of right or wrong. So if you don't control it, it's going to do what it wants to do. That's why you need to be in control of it. Your ego, watch this, is your what? Your emotions, your anger, your greed, jealousy, all the things, the qualities that's in you that you can control. Jealous is somebody for doing what they're doing. I don't have a problem with that. Those are haters. If don't like somebody because their color, their skin, then that's a hater. None of that is in spiritual concepts. None of that. Okay? That's why the ego have to be dealt with. Why? Grown men with emotional issues They got a word for them. And I don't do that on my show. So I don't entertain that. But watch this. They have issues that they don't even know they have until when they do the action and realize, ooh, I messed up. Monday morning quarterbacking never works. If you're a big 250-pound dude and me, and somebody do something wrong to you or do something that you don't like, you're gonna react. You might choke to death out of them just because you're that big. And all of a sudden, when life leads them and you realize what you did, it's too late. But had you had your ego under control, you wouldn't have went to that level to do what you did. That's why the ego will lead you. It has no remorse. You gonna suffer consequences. It's just gonna. That's why you want to control it. Understand that. And we feel, or it should be the same way with the other guy that y'all keep talking about. He do the same thing. 6 on one hand, half a dozen on the other. My ego still to this day don't like to be what? Disrespected. If you disrespect me, my ego, my hood, my enemy steps up to the plate. Why? It don't like to be dealt with in that manner. Simple as that. My ego is the dog in me. It's inside the dog in the fight. It's inside the fight in the dog. There's a big dog inside me. I got a big ego, trust me. I do know that. I have it under control though. But he's there, ready, willing, and able. Whenever I call on him, he will have no problem stepping up. So I don't back up. I just, ego, let's go. Last one, I'm ready to wrap it up. I want you to understand men and women have egos. It's who you identify yourself with. And if you serve yourself, that's serving the ego. When you serving your higher self, that's serving Haru, aka Son of God, Christ, anointed. But you're serving a higher power. That's where God resides. That's who God is. My ego works for me. Do yours? You see in the book I got, where they show you Apophis is coming attacking them at the boat. You got Tahuti, you got Ra, you got even Haru. They're all on the boat. They're all hypnotized because Apophis got them freaked out. When fear and most religious concepts control you by fear. So, but they know a heart, it don't work right. So that means the mind don't work right either. If they synonymous with one another, then when fear hits, you can't function, you can't think. That's why on the street, the main hustle rule was don't blow your cool. Why? Because if fear creep in, that heart gonna lose its normal rate. Ancient Americans told you, quiet yourself down by touching the heart, relax. Why? The heart needs to be at peace to work. The mind can work freely. Okay, understand that concept. Here you go. Now, I have total control over my ego at this point in my life, aka self-mastery. Do you? Everybody can't say that. Control meaning emotionally, philosophically, every aspect of your character you should have under control. If you get me out of pocket, I'm blaming myself. Why? I let that happen. So don't let other people make you do something. You control that. And if you do, take fault, take responsibility. Yeah, my bad, I did that. Yeah. My ego loves, watch this, my ego loves a fight. Early in life, he ran the show. So all I did was end up fighting. Why? Because the ego didn't care. And mother said, when you gonna stop fighting? My response, when they stop messing with me. Conceptually, that was the rule on the streets. Here you go, watch this. My ego is now that I keep my ego as a can of, you know what? Why? Because every now and then, you're going to have that one, and I keep it for that one. I'm not, well, I sure hope nobody, no, I'm not, I wish you would. That's my mentality, okay? I use my ego to my benefit. He's the go-getter, okay? And when I don't want to get up, when I ain't really feeling in the mood, I cut the ego on. Why? He don't care. Again, that's what they do. So if you let him control you, you're going to have a whole bunch of issues, fetters, self-inflicted problems, because the ego don't care. But if you control it, you use it to your benefit, he's fine. He'll acquiesce. They'll work together. Haru instead come together for the common good. Upper and lower Egypt. That's the mental and the physical part come together as one and working inside you for the common good so you can be the best you, know yourself, and have a good, fruitful life. Last one. Your ego is your inner fight. Don't make him come out. All he do is do. If I gotta call my ego, it's going down. Why? Because he come at the partner. My man Wood, he ain't here today, but if you call him, you know what he do. So don't call him if that ain't what you need him to do. Why? Because he's gonna be upset. He said, yo, big bro, don't do it to me, man. You know what I do. I had to say, I get it, but it's funny. If you know the person do that, if that's what you need done, that's what you need to get. We call them dogs. Not the dogs. I sick them on you. They're not caring about who you are. I was a dog for my people. I didn't care either. All right, that's just a lesson in ego. Your ego will have you doing whatever needs to be done. So if you don't control it, it may control you, and it may be the death of you. Don't let your ego kill you. Trust me. Know thyself. Be a better you. And follow your boy. I teach you.